We're joined in the studio by Claude Bonte, who is an expert on sales. Now, we're talking about sales techniques. Have you got any tips, Claude, that you can give the listeners as to improve their sales technique?
Yeah, very much so. The number one tip I'd say is just really use your ears and just sit there and just really listen to people's problems and offer them a sympathetic ear. Remember that you're just there to really go and listen to their problems, because the truth is you might not be able to help them with your expertise, and unless you really listen, you're not really going to know that. So listen more and talk less. I always remember Ivan Miser saying, you know, we have two ears and one mouth and we should use them in that proportion, and I think the same is true in sales.
I think that's absolutely true.
I think it depends on what area of sales as well, because I mean, if you have a regional sales manager breathing down your neck, you know, they want you to close the deal.
Sure.
They're not there as an agony aunt. What do you think, Mike?
No, not at all. And well, I think perhaps I don't know. Do you do a lot of work, corporate work?
Yeah, very much so.
So you're not just about SMEs.
No, I work with you know, big banks, and
so you're going to corporates and help their sales team improve their sales and figures and revenue streams.
Sure.
What's the biggest? Is there a type of person that should focus on becoming a salesperson? Is it someone? How do you define a good salesperson? Do they have a kind of, are they good listeners? Are they extroverts or introverts? Or does it depend on the field that they're actually working in?
No, well, that's a good question, Mike. A long time ago they said someone that talks a lot, he was a real extrovert, he was a real outgoing person, is going to be the best salesman because very gregarious. The truth of it is, the really good salespeople are the ones that are unassuming, they're very quiet, they listen a lot, and they really want to serve the person the best way. It's more about the person than what they're selling. They have to believe in what they're selling, but it's more about helping to solve the prospect's problems.
What about product knowledge?
Product knowledge, I would say product knowledge. Learn every single thing that you can possibly about your own product, but know when to use it, and use that knowledge to ask better questions.
Yes, because I think the differential here is you've got to have sufficient product knowledge to be able to answer every question that your prospect is asking about the actual product or service. Otherwise, you're giving them a reason to walk away, because you're putting some doubt in their mind.
Sure.
You know, you're supposed to know all about this product or service. Why can't you answer my question?
Sure.
I think what's wrong, and I saw it happen this morning, and you do see this a lot, and I'm sure you have, Claude, and UW, particularly at networking events, is someone who stands up and they've got the typical 60 seconds to talk about their business, and they just give a list of what they do.
Yeah.
So I'm an accountant, we do audit, we do accountancy, we do tax, and everyone stopped listening by then.
Yeah.
I've worked quite a lot in the legal field over the past 20 years before I've just now started up my own business, and lawyers have also got to sell themselves, and one of the things that they always say is that you know, they're not natural salespeople. They're too blinkered to sell properly, in my experience. And one of the things they always say is, we give a special service, or we give, what does that mean? It means nothing. It means that they still charge people exorbitant amounts of money for their thinking time. I've yet to meet a lawyer who can actually sell themselves out of a paper bag.
Yeah, sure. And it was interesting what you were saying about product knowledge. I mean, I always try this with people. Do you remember what year England won the World Cup in?
1966.
When was the last time you got paid for that information?
No, because I remember watching it.
You were very proud to know that, but this is what we're like. You know, we can't wait to tell it.
I like that. That was a good piece. That was good.
And as you say, the thing with the lawyer, it's the same thing. What do? And they'll tell you everything about contingency policies and conveyancing and things like that. And after a while you think, oh God, okay, you know, play the tape, turn the book over, and your attention span goes down. But if the same person turned around to you and actually say, well, we help people who have a real problem, they're about to move house and they don't know what to do and they're at a loose end. Oh, I know 5 people that have that problem right now, or if they don't have it right now, they're going to have it next month. And if you think about it, you know, there's all these programs on the television like EastEnders, Coronation Street, and they focus on the people's problems. That's what most people talk about, and you put the TV off and you say, wow, thanks God, my life's not as bad as that.
And that's why EastEnders is so popular.
Actually,
There you are.
I prefer Waterloo Road myself.
But the point
You're
is,
so posh.
the point is,
Debbie.
Debbie's posh.
You're so unposh.
Posh Deb.
Posh, P-O-S-H. But the point is, people, I mean, Tony Robbins said people will move away from pain quicker than they'll move towards pleasure. And that's the only thing that makes a human being really react. So if they focus on that.
It's true. Focus on the pain. I hate that. I hate that. I really do.
What do you mean, these
I don't like
expressions?
these. No, I just don't like these sales techniques where you sit down in a room and the first thing they say to you is focus on the pain. It's true, but it just strikes me as being so negative. I'd rather say find out what people's challenges, issues, and problems are and solve them. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I believe now that with my own business, I actually am using some of the sales techniques that were worthwhile. I had in the 80s, and I think it's very important when you're speaking with people, and especially if you've just closed the deal, or just before you close the deal, to ask them really about them and their products. And people do like talking about themselves, and I think that's a very good way of bonding with them.
I think that's absolutely right. Claude, our time is up. Could you just finish off by giving out your contact details once more so that anyone who wants to speak to Claude Bonte can do so?
Yeah, very much so. Well, my website is Spirit of Sales. That's Spirit as in Holy Spirit, Party Spirit, of O-F, sales, S-A-L-E-S.com. And my phone number is 07046 100 200.
Great. Well, Debbie, would you like to wish our listeners a Happy New Year?
Yes, I want to wish everybody around the globe a Shana Tova from all of us here.
And Janet, and we'll go up to midnight with Alicia Keys and Gabrielle. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.